Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars. Let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today. Because on this 4-hour time frame, guys, Bitcoin has just dumped 2% to the downside. Should you be panic selling all your Bitcoin right now and get out of the markets? Well, that is what I am going to analyze in the charts today. Because obviously, if you have been following my videos recently, you know that I called the bottom right here at about 53,000 US dollars. And after that, we saw a 20% pump to the upside, where now for the first time, we are seeing a little bit of a pullback. So let's take a look at what is happening in the charts here. First of all, taking a look at the Fibonacci levels right here, because to me, this looks like a pretty clear rejection from the Fibonacci golden pocket, with the 0.618 Fibonacci level sitting at 64.9K. So this is an important price level to pay attention to. For example, if you now see the Bitcoin price reverse back to the upside and clearing above this previous high right here, that would definitely be a bullish signal, and likely we are seeing some more bullish momentum after that. However, this could already be the rejection right here, meaning that you need to be open to the possibility that we are actually going lower here, for example, to this previous low that also matches nicely with this 0.5 level sitting at 62.7K. So this is exactly why I take a look at the Fibonacci levels every single day, because they tend to be places where we find support or resistance. And speaking of support and resistance right here, you can see that we got a perfect rejection so far from this big level of resistance, sitting from 65,000 all the way up to 66,000 US dollars. And of course, breaking through this, so trading above 66K with confirmed candle closes, would be a bullish scenario where likely we are going higher after that. So that is something to keep in mind. Now, to me, this is already looking like the early stages of a rejection. So I am completely open to the possibility that we are going to that Fibonacci level that I was talking about earlier, or we are heading into this big level of support sitting from 62.4K all the way down to 60,000 US dollars. So I'm not saying that it has to play out like this, but I am just saying that I'm completely open to this possibility, because obviously this does not look like very strong upwards momentum that we are seeing right now. And in fact, earlier today, when we were trading up here, still in this level of resistance, I confirmed a bearish divergence in the road to 1 million signals on Discord, saying that the bullish momentum is weakening, and typically we see some choppy sideways price action or potentially some bearish momentum in the short term. And coming back to the chart here, that is exactly what we have seen so far. So obviously people have shorted this move to the downside, profiting from that trade. And if you want to be notified of my real-time thoughts and analysis on the market, even before I post these videos, then I recommend you join the Discord server with the first link in the description of this YouTube video you're watching right now. Currently, we have 997 members inside this Discord server. So if you join right away, you could still be in that first 1,000 members club. But of course, it doesn't make a big difference. I just recommend joining the Discord server in general. Now taking a look at the Bitcoin CME futures gap, which is still sitting at 57.8K or so. And typically over 90% of CME gaps tend to get filled in the following week. So is it still possible that we go as low as 57.9K? I will leave you to be the judge of that. But at least if I'm taking a look at this 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin, like I said in yesterday's video as well, we were in overbought territory. And typically what you'll see is that the RSI needs to reset back down to around that 50 level. And the way the RSI resets is either by some choppy sideways price action, or potentially even a little bit of bearish momentum in the short term. Moving on with the Bitcoin analysis by taking a look at the liquidation heat maps. First of all, on this 3-day time frame, where right now there is quite a lot of liquidity to the downside, sitting as low as about 62,000 US dollars. However, there is still liquidity to the upside to be grabbed on this time frame, for example, at 66.4K. So if you see the price reversing to this level right here, definitely be a little bit cautious if you see it, because again, you can see something like this where we sweep the liquidity to the upside and then get a move back down. And I think the same could be said for this big level of liquidity right here. However, at the same time, taking a look at the 24-hour time frame, so we are really talking about short-term moves here, but we just took out a big bucket of liquidity to the downside. So we took out a bunch of long positions, potentially signaling that we are now ready to take out this level of liquidity to the upside at 66.4K. But I do think that the technical indicators here are showing more bearish signals than bullish signals, at least on the lower time frames, because obviously if we just go to this chart right here, this is obviously a clear uptrend. However, right now we are running into some critical resistance, and we need to see what happens if we are breaking through or if we are actually getting a big rejection from here. So this is actually a critical moment where we are going to see where the next momentum is headed for Bitcoin, at least in the short term. And if we take a look at the Bitcoin ETF flow tables for today, because yesterday we saw a massive $400 million inflow into the Bitcoin ETFs. And of course, if these inflows continue like this, then obviously they are going to push the Bitcoin price much, much higher. However, if tomorrow and the day after that we see some kind of reversal where the Bitcoin ETFs are getting smaller inflows or even net outflows, then likely this is going to have a negative effect on the Bitcoin price as well. So in conclusion here, obviously we got a very, very nice pump to the upside, and the Road to 1 Million community literally captured all of this right here. However, right now we are running into some critical resistance, and we need to keep our eyes open and pay attention to what is happening in this area right here to determine what is going to happen next. And of course, I will continue to update you guys every single day with these videos. So please subscribe if you haven't already. This has been today's market update. Thank you very much for watching once again, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one.